One thing I'm definitely abusing is the last time I uploaded was 6 months ago, and to be honest with you, I wasn't disappearing. I wanted to find out if the things I was teaching about marketing actually work in the real world. So I actually got this idea while I was driving my grandma to the airport. Without overthinking, I decided to start CleanLab, which is basically a home service delivery company. To define it simply, we deep clean couches, mattresses, headboards, homes, offices, schools, and obviously with time and as we grow, we're definitely going to get into construction cleaning. So basically preparing construction sites before and after, if that's even a thing. I don't know about the before. I know after construction cleaning is a thing. I definitely need to look into that. So yeah, I didn't think twice. Literally within 27 minutes of starting that business, I had my first client. Now, how did I get my first client? By leveraging the people that were already in my contact list. So simply, I had the idea, took it, and then I put it into motion. Mind you, at this point, I didn't have a machine. I found someone I knew, and they were more than happy to give me 2 of the carpets, not 1. So I take the carpet, I team up with someone I knew personally who could do the job very well. And then, yeah, we got started because I had some proof that this guy was very good. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the carpet. And funny enough for me, my first client was literally 100 meters away. So I literally had no fuel cost. Oh yeah, by the way, I had $0 in capital investment because I had a hose, a pipe, a water source. I didn't have any transport or fuel cost. I just put those things together and the business was alive without thinking twice. Because sometimes you need to realize that the best business owners, they move and they learn whilst they are moving. And this is not to always say blindly do things. Remember, like I said, I already had proof that I knew that there was at least one person that could do the job very well. We come to the site, we start doing the job, and then I'm there with my phone, obviously taking content, because social media marketing is the skill I have built. I take the content, the before and after, I post that video goes viral. And then from there, I literally signed 2 more clients. And after those 2 people, I then signed 3 more clients within my circle. So people I knew from the gym, where I play tennis, just social settings. And my confidence just started to build up from there. I did this repeatedly for a period of about 4 to 5 weeks. And I literally managed to raise enough money to buy my first machine. The disadvantage I had in the beginning was the fact that I couldn't deep clean couches because I didn't have a machine. So the only thing we could deep clean was carpets. So for that month, we went hard on carpets. Then straight after that, we managed to raise enough capital to buy the machine. I like saying we because I believe that this company is going to grow and there are going to be thousands of people working with CleanLab one day. I'm just speaking to my future self. So even regarding my content, I wasn't overthinking. I was just documenting everything that was happening. The carpet collections, the deliveries, the buying of the machine. I even printed out some business cards that I started handing out to random strangers. So I made up this policy where I'm like, I'm supposed to introduce CleanLab to at least 1 stranger per day. Like, that is a golden rule. This was obviously very daunting, but over some time, I think I started gaining confidence, and then I realized, you know what, if I'm not gonna die, then I might as well just do it anyways. So I'd record myself approaching random strangers in malls, on the road, in the most random places, sometimes even in the elevator. These videos started getting a lot of traction, and then one of them actually blew up past 100,000 views, and a journalist actually reached out to me. Initially, I didn't believe that it was actually a real journalist. I was like, you know what, I have nothing to lose. He asked me a set of questions and I answered truthfully. Days later, I'm seeing myself on the news. Just like that, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. So yeah, that's just the power of social media, the power of consistency, and the power of just stepping outside of your comfort zone. Even now, I spent like 15 minutes deliberating on whether I should start recording now because there's some people around. But now I'm just like, you know what, screw it, doesn't matter. This is what will pay my bills. One thing I can tell you is a closed mouth will never get fed. I think my biggest lesson and takeaway so far is just do the things that scare you. Especially if you're young, like you have nothing to lose, honestly, because I've noticed as you grow older, your limiting beliefs just become more concrete. Even though it's not impossible to start, it's definitely way easier when you're younger. So I'm definitely taking advantage of my youth. To put it lightly, I even got invited to a BNI network, which is basically a network of service and product business owners. These guys literally had businesses older than I was. or rather older than I am. I got invited through social media again, and this was a network of multi-million-dollar service business owners. One thing I'm definitely abusing is all the free resources that I'm getting, particularly from Alex Hormozi right now. I'm heavily into his content. I believe in a lot of his teachings. He has this free online course on acquisition.com. This is where I'm just gaining all the knowledge that I've been applying to myself. I deliberately decided to charge my prices above the market, and I know that's crazy to say, but he said that higher prices get you better customers. And obviously I was extremely nervous in the beginning because I was like, who am I to charge higher prices? But I did it anyways. Since the beginning, I haven't faltered or stepped away from it. My pricing strategy and my positioning and my branding as a luxury home service delivery brand is allowing me to get better business, better customers, to make more money and invest back into the business, which grows, becomes better, produces better results, and makes my customers even happier. So it's definitely a win-win. Going high ticket is definitely scary, especially if you're a beginner. But I think one thing I've been since the beginning is confident. And I think my confidence is backed by my experience online, as well as the effort I put into my doing research and studying. Looking at cleaning particularly, I've come to understand that people don't buy the cleaning. They buy the messaging or the positioning behind the brand. What do I mean? The way I define what we do is we provide comfort you can feel. Already that separates every other cleaner. Most of the cleaners I see and most of the people I'm competing with today are still posting templates. I have an advantage. Why? Because I have been in the social media marketing space for a while now. So I am just using that experience to build this business. It's my added advantage. And I'm competing against people who have been in business for 25, 30 plus years. I've been in this business for 6 months, but I've seen so much growth because of that experience that I've built with social media. It's definitely a lie that if you are expensive, you won't get clients, because I am living proof. I deliberately put my prices higher above the market, and the way I found out that I was above the market is I simply called 10 businesses that were in my city. I compared all their quotes. I went to the companies that were charging the highest on my list, and then I decided to actually put a 10 or 20% markup on that, because it was a thing where, like, when I called these companies, in my head I was blown away because I didn't know that people could charge that much for cleaning services. But these guys had been in the game for at least 20 years, so obviously they had the proof to do that. I didn't, but I did it anyways. And slowly but surely, I literally get some of my clients till this day who work with me because they just want to be part of the experience, which is crazy. So that's the power of social media, and that's the power of branding. And my vision for Clean Lab and just my brand in general is to build the biggest home service delivery company on the entire planet. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Don't forget to subscribe. This was nice. I'll do my best to show up even more and teach as much as I can to you guys, because I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. I don't think 8 or 10 minutes of me yapping is enough, but this was just a life update video. I did the things that I said I was going to do 6 months ago, to many more.